This is the Giants Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Francisco Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KNBR, or maybe from some of these other Locked On Sports postcasts we do. We also do Locked On Warriors and Locked On 49ers postcast as well. But today, the Giants took an early lead in this one, but ultimately fell to the San Diego Padres at Petco Park. Final score 5-1. And this one, another not very fun game to watch if you're a Giants fan. Jung Hoo Lee launched that leadoff home run on the second pitch of the game, and we thought maybe it was going to be a little bit of what we saw yesterday going forward. But after that one hit, one swing of the bat, the offense was completely lifeless yet again. Kai-Wei Teng continued to look overmatched as he gave up 3 runs, 2 earned, hit a couple guys in just 3.1 innings pitched. Meanwhile, Nick Pivetta absolutely dominated the Giants with 10 strikeouts over 6 innings, and the Giants fell again in this one. We'll break it all down, but first, I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Giants YouTube channel. Please, if you aren't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Giants podcast feed. However you're tuning in, we appreciate it. Make sure to check out the Locked On Giants Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. My guy, Alan Stiles, does a great job, and we are still trying to figure out a time that will work, a day that will work to get Alan on the postcast. Hopefully sometime this week we will be able to figure it out. I will keep you guys updated. But in this one, the Giants, man, it's the same thing that we saw last night, just a worse version of it. The Giants were honestly lucky to hang on and get that win last night. The Padres almost took it from them, almost came back and won that one. Another near come from ahead loss for the Giants in that one. But today, I mean, you take that 1-0 lead early on the Jung Hoo Lee home run on the second pitch of the game, and you're thinking, all right, maybe the Giants are going to start having some of this like early offense thing going for them. Maybe they'll start scoring more runs if they can, get the first inning rolling in the right direction. Because so far this season, the Giants haven't scored a ton in the beginning of games. Feels a lot to me like the Giants that I grew up watching, like in the mid 2000s, the post Barry Bonds years, when you would have, Ray Durham score a run in the first inning, and then you wouldn't have anything else for the rest of the game. And that's kind of what this Giants team feels like right now, even though most of the season they have been pretty good at generating runs in the middle innings. I mean, they've only scored now 56 runs in the first inning all season long. There's only 3 innings that they have a lower run total in other than that first inning. And usually they score most of their runs in the 5th or the 6th innings. They have 72 runs scored in the 6th and 64 runs scored in the 5th this season combined. That's by far their 2 highest scoring innings this season. But for the Giants, I mean, you got to have more than just 1 run, man. It's the same thing. We talk about the same thing damn near every day with this team, and it's that the offense is so inconsistent that you just can't get anything really going. You can't fall into a win streak when you're only scoring 1-2 runs a game. It does not work that way. And lo and behold, the games that the Giants have actually scored more than 1 run as of late, they end up winning most of the time. It's a lot of 1-run losses lately, and it's just boring to watch, man. It's just bad baseball. And again, you got more sloppiness, and let's get into that sloppiness right now with today's Turning Point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the Turning Point.
And the turning point in this one, for me, it came in the bottom of the 4th inning when Kai-Wei Teng, who was a little shaky in that first inning, but kind of got back on track at the end of the first with back-to-back strikeouts, and then 1-2-3 in the second inning. The third inning wasn't too shabby either. He walked a guy, but got the other 3 batters he faced out. But then that 4th inning comes around, gives up a leadoff single. Then he gets Xander Bogaerts up next, who he gets into a 1-2 count and then plunks him. You never want to do that with 2 strikes on a guy. Puts 2 runners on, and then after a force out, puts runners at first and third. Then Tang plunks Gavin Sheets, the second batter of the inning that he hits. And it was on the 8th pitch of the at-bat when Sheets had an 0-2 count, was just fouling everything off, and Tang just plunked him. I mean, and if you look at that at-bat, he threw so many pitches in an 0-2 count in the strike zone. And I'm not going to ever like rip a guy for trying to fill up the zone. That's not a bad idea, especially if you're a young arm trying to just get in a rhythm and feel out that strike zone. I get it. You want to fill it up, but maybe set up some of your pitches, like maybe waste a curveball down in the dirt so you can come back with a fastball tunneled in the same arm slot and maybe catch the outside corner or something like that. Like I'm just spitballing here, man. Maybe just like try something other than just throwing curveballs right over the middle of the plate and then plunking a guy. And that was kind of a little bit of a sign of what was to come from Kai-Wei Teng, because then he just starts throwing stuff right down the middle. I mean, he throws a sweeper, outer third of the plate, but caught a lot of it to Jose Iglesias. And prior to that, threw a sweeper right down the middle, threw a second sweeper right down the middle. Or a sweeper just outside of the strike zone, and then comes back with a sinker right down the middle. And then that sweeper basically right down the middle. So you give a guy 3 chances, any Major League Baseball player, 3 opportunities to hit a pitch that is right over the middle of the plate. They're probably going to get lucky on one of those hits, or maybe not lucky, but they're going to get one of those hits eventually. And in this case, Iglesias drives a single to left and a run scores. And that run, gives the Padres a 2-1 lead, because in the first inning, we had more sloppy baseball from the Giants, going back a little bit to the Padres in that first inning. The first batter of the game, Fernando Tatis Jr., reaches on a throwing error by Christian Koss. And that's the one thing that's going to piss me off the most about this team is your hallmark is supposed to be defense and pitching. And defense they've been not good defensively this year. This is the second game in a row where you come out with 2 errors and allow unearned runs to score. I mean, unearned runs scoring are not going to win you very many games when your offense can only score 1 run. I mean, if you're only able to muster 1 to 3 runs a game on average, then maybe you should try and preserve the closeness of the game. Like, don't be giving away runs for free. No free 90s, no errors, no walks. Like, that kind of stuff needs to stop if the Giants want to win baseball games. Don't hit guys that have 2 strikes on them in the count. It's so frustrating watching this team, man. Every single night they do some just boneheaded crap that makes you think. Like, I've been watching a little bit of the Little League World Series. I don't even see stuff like this in the Little League World Series. I mean, the Giants, just making boneheaded plays, boneheaded errors, and again, just horrible at the dish. Tonight, 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Again, failing to come up with a hit in clutch moments. Also left 6 on base, which is kind of impressive considering the Giants only got 4 hits in this one. I mean, I don't know how this team could be more putrid offensively. This has got to be one of the worst watches in baseball, maybe the single worst watch in all of baseball. Watching this Giants offense every night is a slog. It's like beating your head against a wall, man, and just hoping that something else happens, that this team lucks into something, and they're just not doing anything as of late. But there was one bright spot today. We kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, the Jung Hoo Lee solo home run. So we're going to go ahead and give Jung Hoo Lee today's player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And we got to give it to Jung Hoo Lee mainly because there's nobody else to give it to. And I have said those words quite a lot on this show in the second half of this season. I mean, there's like one guy who comes to play, and then everyone else kind of just does nothing. Jung Hoo Lee today, after he hit that leadoff home run, he did end up with another hit in this one. So he goes 2 for 4 with a ribby and a run. Did strike out once, but it's kind of what we've been seeing from him over his last 20 games. He's batting .313 with 23 hits. 23 hits in his last 20 games. That'll play, man. He has a home run in that time span, 5 RBI, and 11 runs scored. And that's the Jung Hoo Lee we've been looking for, man. This is what I'm watching the Giants for, really, for the rest of the year, is to look for certain guys to see if they can get going. And Jung Hoo Lee is a big one that we are watching for the rest of the year, because this is essentially his rookie season. He's slumped through the middle of it. And this happens a lot with rookies, right? Like, a guy will come onto the scene and guys won't know how to pitch to him. The scouting report on them is not completely fleshed out yet. And they'll, have a hot start. And Jung Hoo Lee had a pretty hot start this year in what is essentially his rookie season after missing the vast majority of last year with the shoulder injury. And after the league kind of gets the book out on you, like after you heat up and everyone starts seeing where you like your pitches, guys start to pitch you a little bit differently. It looks a little bit different, and guys start to slump after that. And what is really key in my brain, like that's the patented sophomore slump that you hear a lot about with a lot of second-year players in Major League Baseball. And with Jung Hoo Lee, it felt like that sophomore slump came kind of in the middle of this season based on the couple games he played last year, the couple weeks he played last year, and then the first half of this season. It seemed like he kind of fell into that slump towards the middle part of this season. And he started to kind of pull out of that, man. As I said, 313 over his last 20 games. Over his last 30, he's batting just under 300. So, I mean, he's been a lot more consistent. And today we see him move back up to the leadoff spot. We see him reward that move by Bob Melvin with a leadoff home run. And I'm liking what I'm seeing from Jung Hoo Lee. Obviously, we saw that great between the legs catch the other day. We did not have a show that day, but I absolutely did see that play. And what an amazing athletic play that was. And that's the kind of stuff that you're hoping to see from Jung Hoo Lee. He's a spark in this offense. You just need everybody else to start doing something. He can't be a one-man band lifting the Giants offense to a win. That's not the kind of player he is. That's not who he's ever going to be. So you got to have a team effort to start winning these games. And man, the Giants absolutely did not have a team effort tonight. Got to take a quick break here, but on the other side, we're going to get into what you're going to be talking about, break down Kai-Wei Teng's day a little bit, and we got to talk about the absolute dominance of Nick Pivetta against the Giants this season. It continued today. We'll break that all down and more next on the Locked On Giants postcast. Today's show is sponsored by FanDuel. August 26th is officially FanDuel Futures Day, a brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. For just 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before week one even kicks off, this is your moment. And I keep telling you guys, my pick for MVP, Lamar Jackson. And I want to give you like a more of a dark horse candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. It's Myles Garrett, man. That's where I'm going with my money. I think it's going to be Myles Garrett. He is so just the most physically dominant defensive lineman in today's game. Maybe you can make a case for a few other guys, but I really think Myles Garrett just is the complete package. And I think this is the year that he puts that all on display more so than he has to this point in his career. Even though he has had a very, very successful career so far, I think he takes another step forward this year. I really do. So visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game. And today's show is also sponsored by PrizePicks, the daily fantasy platform that lets you turn your football predictions into real rewards. Preseason is already heating up, and college football isn't far behind. Whether you've got your eye on big-name quarterbacks or breakout running backs, PrizePicks is making it easy to get in the game. And I already told you guys yesterday, I'm not really in on the big names this year. I'm not touching Joe Burrow, man. I'm not touching Josh Allen. I'm not touching Saquon Barkley. I'm going to go with some of the guys who are kind of middle of the pack that I think had subpar years last year that are going to bounce back this year, mainly Brock Purdy. So I'm going to hit the more than on a lot of Brock Purdy projections for this season. So head over to PrizePicks, download the PrizePicks app today, and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. PrizePicks, run your game. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and today the Giants fall again to the Padres 5-1. And the Giants have been putrid against the Padres this year, got their first win at Petco of the season yesterday. So, I mean, that's about how it's gone for the Giants against the Padres, and especially against Nick Pivetta. I mean, Pivetta has been so damn good against the Giants this season. This was his fourth start against him. He's 2-0 with a 3.75 ERA and 29 strikeouts in those 4 games. That's a lot of strikeouts, man. It's a lot of strikeouts for one pitcher against one team in a season. And today was the highest of them all, 10 strikeouts. Pivetta was also, this was his most, probably his most dominant performance against the Giants, I would say. I mean, he was pretty good in his last outing where he only gave up 1 run, but he only struck out 5 in that one. Today, he only gives up 1 run and he strikes out 10. He only walked 2 guys also. So that's a crazy strikeout to walk ratio. And Pivetta, I mean, that fastball was just getting on guys. I mean, you've seen the the fire that he has against the Giants in prior starts. And I think that you kind of saw that again tonight. This guy strikes me as someone who just really does not like the Giants. I mean, you saw him jawn with Pat Bailey when Bailey was trying to steal signs at second base. I think it was his first start against the Giants this year. And you saw a little bit back and forth jaw action between the two. But I think that kind of put some, bad blood in Pivetta's mouth against, facing the Giants. As a guy who came from Boston. He doesn't have a whole lot of history facing the Giants. But, I mean, he clearly is not a fan of them and clearly was a little pumped up for this one. Completely dominated the Giants. And meanwhile, Kai-Wei Teng on the other side for the Giants did not pitch very well. And he continues to not pitch very well. He's only had one start this season. This is his fourth start, but he's only had one where he's gone more than 3 1/3 pitched. It's not very good, man. Like, he had 80 plus pitches today and couldn't get through the fourth inning. I need more from Kai-Wei Teng. I mean, I know that we've seen him before, and he was ranked as high as third in the Giants farm system earlier this season, and I'm just not seeing it. And I didn't really see it the last time they brought him up either. And I'm assuming right now that they just got him up here to kind of eat some innings. Maybe they just want to see what they got in him, and they're going to let this play out a little bit. But, I mean, he's had one good start. It was against the Nationals. The Nationals are not a very good baseball team. Starts against the Mets and the Padres. He's given up a lot of runs in every single one of those starts. And the location does not make sense to me a lot of the time, where this guy is deciding to throw his pitches. Like we talked about those 2 at-bats where he ended up plunking guys, and in just those at-bats in that fourth inning. The Gavin Sheets at-bat specifically just absolutely befuddled me. Through exactly 1 pitch or 2 pitches, I guess, out of the strike zone in that at-bat. One of them hit the guy. So, I mean, you don't really see a whole lot from Kai-Wei Teng. I mean, I like the stuff. I like the snap on his breaking balls look pretty good. But I mean, I need the location to be better. This guy looks like a thrower, not a pitcher. He looks like he's just up there and just trying to chuck it wherever it goes over the plate. Like, it doesn't seem like he's got a very good grip for hitting those corners, which you're going to absolutely need if you're going to have any kind of longevity in Major League Baseball. I mean, it just was not. It just didn't leave me much to be excited about watching Kai-Wei Teng today. He did throw a lot of different pitches. He threw 5 of them: a sweeper, a four-seamer, a curveball, a changeup, and a sinker. And he kind of mixed and matched all of those mostly pretty well. He threw the sweeper the most, 28 times, but only a 17% whiff rate in total. He had a 36% whiff rate on the sweeper, which was working okay. But I mean, it's just not very good stuff, man, right now for Kai-Wei Teng. It does not look great out there. And after that, Spencer Bivens came in, and then Matt Gage, and then Carson Seymour. And none of that is exciting to me. None of those guys, none of those guys are really going to move the needle for the Giants and for this bullpen. Bivens, maybe he's the only guy of the 4 pitchers who started or who played tonight for the Giants that started the year on the major league team. Everybody else was either in AAA or picked up off the scrap heap. So it's just not a very good situation for the Giants right now. And the main reason isn't Kai-Wei Teng. It's not all on this guy for the reason for the Giants collapse. And it's not all on him for the way the Giants lost today's game. What is the main culprit is the Giants' lack of offense. And that's what you're going to be talking about after this one.
This is what you'll be talking about.
And what you're going to be talking about is that this offense, I mean, how does it get back on track, man? Like, I've talked about this all season long. We've been talking about maybe the Giants offense, potentially turning a corner a lot of different times this year, and it's just never happened. And so I'm not going to be fooled anymore this year. I fully expect this Giants offense to never turn a corner in 2025. And I don't know that there is a way that this team gets back on track offensively. They're just not producing. I mean, you have Jung Hoo Lee with 2 hits, a leadoff home run. Ramos 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Devers 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Schmidt 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. I mean, it's terrible watching what this team does at the plate. I mean, Tyler Fitzgerald, another 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Logan Gilbert 0 for 2, or not Logan Gilbert, excuse me, not the Mariners pitcher. That would be nice if the Giants had Logan Gilbert. Drew Gilbert is what I meant to say. Thank you. Had a strikeout in his 0 for 2 day. Bailey 0 for 4 strikeout. Koss 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. I mean, it is bad stuff right now for this Giants team. There's nobody on this offense that seems to show up every day, and missing Matt Chapman on the IL doesn't help. I mean, this offense just seems completely out of sorts. And maybe it shouldn't be such a surprise that the Giants have been so bad, because, I mean, you got guys like, Willie Adames didn't play today, but you got guys like, that are just not producing, that have not been producing all year long. And some of them that were producing at the beginning of the year, like Wilmer Flores, were punching way above their weight. So you knew that wasn't going to continue for the whole season. But man, does this feel bad watching this Giants team just continue to limp along, circling the drain in this slow march towards death in the 2025 season. Giants lose today 5-1 to the Padres, fall to 61-65. That is not very good. 4 games below 500. You got like 30 left or so to go, a little bit less than that. It's not very good, man. It's not very good. This Giants team is not going to make the playoffs. That's why you're seeing guys like Willie Adames get days off, Christian Koss getting the start at third, Grant McCray getting some playing time. Drew Gilbert getting some playing time. You're going to see this for the rest of the year. You're going to just see the young guys and hope that some of them, pop towards the end of the season and can carry that momentum into next year. It's all the time that we got for you guys today on the Locked On Giants postcast. Thanks so much for everybody who tuned in today. Appreciate all you everydayers. And thanks for tuning in, even though the Giants are, hot garbage. So we'll be coming to you live tomorrow as we continue to break down this very, very, very bad Giants team and hopefully get to the end of the season. It is painful doing this, man. Every single day, watching this Giants team just continuously S the bed is just painful. Absolutely painful. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace.